Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we have a very quick team for Open Ultra League. And if you're wondering what are you gonna do against Galarian Stunfisk, well, here is your answer. We're just gonna top left. So starting with that and leaving it aside, now let's move forward into the next battles, which are Galarian Stunfisk free. So we're gonna see that we're gonna take a lot of solid wins with this team, and of course Stunfisk is not gonna be amongst them, but still you're gonna see that you are not gonna regret using a team like this if you want to have your battles done in no time at all. So over here against this Tentacruel, Ampharos can definitely come in as a clutch Pokemon, grabbing those shields very easily since they want to have the upper hand on the alignment. Over here now I'm just gonna return to the battle with Steelix, and I will take advantage of the fact that we still have the shield up and a full HP scale Steelix over here, so we can definitely go ahead and finish them off before they reach to Scald. With that in mind, I can still reach to my Earthquake against Cobalion, and obviously this is gonna be a very nice battle for us because now we have a shield and of course our Granbull for the end game. With Tentacruel out of the way, perhaps whatever remains will be weak to our Pokemon, and guess what? Yes, it is. It is of course the Mandibuzz that we saw before, and the RLAs here will do almost no job at all against our HP levels, and I will block just in case this is gonna be a Shadow Ball, which it isn't of course, but still who knows. And right after one simple close combat will just annihilate down the remaining HP from that Cobalion. Into the next one now, and we're facing up from a Swampert, so this is obviously a very bad one for us, but this is what I enjoy about Steelix with a new Breaking Swipe. At first I did not like it at all, I was hesitating replacing my Psychic Fangs with Breaking Swipe, but when I did I saw that Breaking Swipe is an absolute good move for the meta of Ultra League, and of course for Steelix individually, because it can provide a lot of pressure to a lot of opponents, and lowering the opposing attack stat is much better than lowering their defense. So over here we're having now the defeat of Swampert and following up the Golisopod. So I'm just having a very nice answer to this Pokemon with my Ampharos, and we can definitely bring them to a point that they have to spend some seals. Here comes a Brutal Swing, they are gonna block, and one more right after on the CMP. I was counting those Shadow Claws, and we're gonna force them to throw the remaining energy. So over here I'm just gonna go down to that X-Scissor, but at the back they have a Charizard. Can we possibly win this one? Because if they block, if we block here the bad move, which we do, not the correct one, we might be in deep trouble, but still we can bring them to no HP with the final crunch. Down goes that Charizard, and of course the charm damage is immense for that Golisopod, and we're just gonna go to town with our Granbull as our closer. Into the next one now with a very good lead against this Ampharos, against this Galvantula, excuse me, and then the switch we're meeting up with that Mandibuzz using our Ampharos. This is what I was trying to say. So yeah, here comes another move, but because they have Air Slash as their fast attack, I will try to commit to no shields at all. Here comes the Thunder Punch, we can definitely farm down right after and still reach to our Brutal Swing for that Galvantula. I'm expecting Galvantula to return, to be honest, no reason to not bring it unless they have something weird at the back. So at this point I'm just gonna return with Steelix, gonna see here that they have the Jelly Sand, and gonna go straight for the Earthquake. Big damage output while they still have 2 shields. Seeing my Granbull will definitely make them quit at this point, and this is looking like a very solid victory for our team. Hopping now into the next one with that Charizard up in front. Not the best, not the worst. A very bait dependent matchup, to be honest. So over here after the first Breaking Swipe, I always take their move because it cannot knock us out in one shot, even when it is from one shadow to another. So with that in mind, we're gonna see now the switch out to that Poliwrath since they went for the Dragon Claw, and I think that whatever they throw here, we might be actually actually surviving it, but still I decide to go for the shield, which is a bad shield. They still went for that ice punch. So over here I'm just gonna go down out to the move. They have 0 shields while we have 1, and knowing that a simple close combat might actually come in clutch against their final Pokemon, I'm just gonna take this move with my Grand Bull and still rely on my 2 Pokemon to sweep over here. So at the back they have a Buzzle, which is kinda bad for my Steelix, but still this Pokemon is kinda glassy, so we can definitely rely on those breaking swipes to destroy it down. Eventually we might be in a very good spot with our Grand Bull, because all we need here is one simple charm to annihilate down this threat, and knowing here that they have some energy on the Charizard, I will decide to take the move. Unfortunately though, we cannot farm down right on time, and we're gonna go down to the remaining wing attacks. They definitely had the move ready to go, but they did not throw since we had the shield. So into the next one now with that Mandibuzz up in front. Too many Mandibuzzes on my elo today. I don't know what was happening, but anyways, Brutal Swing here is just gonna do a nice amount of work to that Pokemon, even though we're getting kinda walled down. But since they are Shadow and we're also Shadow, this whole team is Shadow, we're gonna do a lot of damage with those back-to-back Brutal Swings. Down we go in the process, but still we can rely on our Steelix going in pretty clutch up against Nidoqueen. This is gonna be just a Poison Fang, and of course we can definitely farm down with ease. Expecting now their anti-Steelix Pokemon to emerge into the battle, but they return with their Mandibuzz. What could there be at the back? I'm trying to catch here a foul play. We can do that successfully, and this is looking very well for us. So at the back they have a Toxic Rock, and that makes me think, do they have the exploit on for this battle? Why did they bring their Mandibuzz into play? I don't know what to expect over here. Perhaps they knew we were having the Charmer at the back, that's why they did it, or perhaps they knew that we had, I don't know what to expect. This makes no sense. So yeah, we're gonna take this victory, even though I accused this trainer for no reason. Okay, I just did it for the memes. Not gonna shoot fires at anything. So over here now in the next one we're having Ampharos, and Ampharos can kinda be a troublemaker for my Steelix, as it seems. They can survive the first breaking swipe and still provide a lot of pressure with those back-to-back Brutal Swings. So at this point we're having now the Charizard, but to be honest, my breaking swipes are gonna do a lot of solid work up against that Pokemon. Gonna call the bait here, of course, and right after we're just gonna get to another breaking swipe, even more lowering their attack stat, which is absolutely crazy for us. Then we go now to the next Blast Burn, wow, and of course the Ampharos will just one-shot down this Pokemon. They have a Cresselia at the back, which means that our only option here is to go for the Brutal Swings, and since they are switch locked in here and we have the shield advantage, I cannot find a way to lose this battle at all. Just gonna bring them to almost no HP with that final Brutal Swing, and now they will leave this battle. Into the final one now, and we're having the amazing Alolan Shadow Sandslash up in front. I really like this Pokemon, and I have also made a video about it for this rotation in an ABB team that you definitely need to check out. So Drillrun here is gonna do a nice chunk to my Steelix, but we can definitely survive those Shadow Claws in the process. Another Drillrun is coming up, so I definitely did the worst on this battle, but still I can bring them to a difficult position with my Ampharos. So Ampharos here is gonna bring them to a very weird position with them having to block at this point, but they decide to sacrifice completely their Trevenant. What is happening over here? So at the back there is also a Charizard, so Ampharos has to do all the work at this point. They have a Fire type Pokemon, they have a Steel type Pokemon, and I want to make them think that I do not have a Charmer at the back. That's why I did not shield at all, and it absolutely worked over here. So it all depends now if we can farm down before they reach to 3 moves. Can we do it, trainers? They are Shadow, we are Shadow, they resist our charms, and we're just gonna get there to the finish line with that charming down, and that's gonna be fantastic ending to this video. Thank you for watching, trainers, and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and of course please consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more of my content on YouTube. With that said, I have 2 videos for you to check out, so feel free to do so, and I will see you all into our next upload.